and all that shit is one environment or one scale and out of 10, and the other one would be like gameplay design and fun design of how good the game is, like how intricate is the game and how interesting is the game, like the depth of the game design overall. So you got gameplay and then you have like graphics and environment. Those are the two scales. Diablo 3 and PoE 4, or sorry, D4 and Path of Exile 2. Diablo 4 and PoE 2, they get very similar ratings in terms of environment and graphics. I do think PoE is a little bit better though. I'll give PoE here like a 10 and D4 like a 9. I really think bosses are put PoE 2 over the top over D4 in that scale. But now if we're talking about gameplay and design of the game, I give Diablo 3 like a fucking 3 or a 4 in that scale, and I give PoE 2 like a 9. Honestly. So PoE 2 gets like an 18, 19, 20 score, and D4 gets like a fucking 13, 14 score. D4 is not a bad game, but it's not better than fucking PoE 2. And if you think it is, you've never played PoE 2. Or either of them. Like you haven't, it's just, there's a lack of knowledge there. So that's what I think about that situation. Alright, so this guy blocked our fucking natural forever with a probe, like a big a-hole. So we just took our third and our natural. Third first, before pool. So we are really rich this game. We're also more susceptible to aggression this game. Is D4 gonna get better over time? D4 will get better over time, but will D4 ever get better than PoE 2? No. I can confidently say no. There's not a fucking world where D4 is gonna be better than PoE 2. D4, the devs at Blizzard and whoever the fuck is in charge of Blizzard decision making is bad. Let's just say it that way. They are bad at making decisions. What's gonna happen, in my opinion, is Diablo 4 is gonna become a better game, and one of the fastest ways it's gonna actually become a better game is they're just gonna straight up copy fucking Path of Exile. Legit. Like, D4 seasons will probably have, like, elements of past PoE 2 seasons. And PoE 1 seasons. It's just gonna be fucking a legit hard rip copy. Which is fine. It's how it goes. I feel like D4 is just not as fun of an experience as PoE. Not even close. The game is too fucking boring, honestly. Like the idea of fun is not fun. Alright, so this guy has not shown me any tech. He only has one pylon. This is definitely a bit of a situation that I'm not loving. He hasn't shown me shit yet. I'm gonna make some Zerglings and go scout right now. We're making some lings and we're gonna go scout. We're also gonna get a roach warren. I'm also gonna get 2 more drones on the gas, and we're gonna get ready to take a lair. So make sure we're not gonna get hit by like DTs or some weird shit where it could just be like a freebie win. Because this is the kind of way this guy's playing right now. He's playing like he's gonna go DTs. What's up, Nericthol? What up, dude? I'm getting a spore. Yeah, this is like Dark Templars, guys. I'm saying it right now. This is a fucking Dark Templar player. Get my queens together. And start making roaches. Oh, just mass adepts. It's also fine. Go kill the warp prism. Once we have roach speed, this will be way easier to deal with. Oops. Warp prism isn't my main. LOL. I'm actually gonna die to this guy. Maybe, maybe. It's not over yet. I did lose all my drones though, so that's bad. Does he start at a third? He's making immortals. We kind of figured that was going to be the case. Get more gas right now. Start making ravagers. We don't need mass ravagers, just a few. But yeah, we're just getting ready to be all in again. That's essentially what's happening here. We have enough drones. We're good on that. We're getting all in right now, so start making roaches again. We might hold this. It's possible. I don't think I have the advantage right now because I lost all my drones in my main somehow because I'm fucking blind. He should be attacking any second now. There we go. He's losing all of his adepts right now, just being so cautious with his immortals. Okay, we actually held, boys! Oh my god! I want to go back and watch my main get fucking owned. I can't believe I didn't watch the prism. I was like, the prism's over here. All my main drones die. Yeah, right here. This is really bad. This is just like a lack of fucking watching. What's going on here? God damn! I thought it was all over vibe. Yeah. Well, do you want to know how I won that game? There is actually a trick to it. Do you want to know how I won that game, guys? You want to know? I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now, guys. The way we won that game. Number one, we identified that he was all in. That's the first thing. We identified he's all in, so like not fucking over droning for the follow-up all in is the step one in how to not die. Step two on how we won that game, this is even more important. We procced his immortal barriers many times before I focus fired them down. It's a much different experience when you have a Ravager love tap an immortal and then it goes, it turns its little shield on, and then it turns off, and then you focus fire it down about 2 seconds later. Because the shield's temporary. It's literally like an anti-focus fire shield because it absorbs like a lot of the first volley if you just focus into it. So if you have the ability to target fire an immortal with one range unit, ideally a Ravager because it has more range than a Roach and it's faster. You poke it once, and then it turns on, it's all lit up, it's lit, the lights turn on, and then you just run at it and volley it down, and then you can actually one-shot it. It's much harder to one-shot an immortal when you don't do that. Definitely scary though, we almost fucking lost. How did the immortal barrier work? So an immortal has 100 shields, 200 health, and it has an automated barrier that adds 100 shields. So it adds another fucking 100 health to the immortal, essentially. It makes the immortal go from 300 to 400 health in total, which is a lot. And it has like a 32, or it's like, I think it's a 28 second cooldown. It's either a 32 or a 28 second. I'm remembering this shit from like fucking years ago. But yeah, it basically, when it activates, it only lasts for like 2 seconds, and then it turns off. And then it is now on cooldown for another almost 30 seconds until it can be activated again. So you have like a 30-second window to just go snipe that immortal, essentially. I'll show you in a second. We'll get the exact number. Yeah, I can't believe I let that happen. Oh my god. Sad, this is a rough time over here. Right now we're at 23 drones versus 42 probes, guys. See, you're never down and out as Zerg, guys. You always have a chance. You always have a chance. There's a lot of Zerg players that right now that would see this and be like, oh, my main's dead? GG. They just fucking quit. No, you're not down and out, guys. You want to know something else that's really good against this bullshit? Speed roaches counter everything from the gateway. Like, hard. Except for a Stalker and an Archon. They counter Adepts. And they counter Zealots really hard. They're not even bad against Stalkers. They're like tradable versus Stalkers at that point. But like if Adepts suck balls versus Speed Roaches, because Roaches just straight up win in a fight versus Adepts no problem. And once Roaches have speed, they literally run faster than Shades. So you can stay on top of, you can leave some Roaches on top of the Adepts while they're shading. And then you can chase the Shades and you can be on top of them as they teleport in because you can run faster than the Shade. As long as you're on creep. Which you should be if you're playing defensive like this. Otherwise that means, why don't you make another queen and get some creep start going? What the hell's wrong with you? Make some creep! Alright, watch this. So this is that moment right here. This is important. That Ling is important, guys. Notice how my Ling scouts right now? And he dies. And we don't see a third still, and we also saw Immortals walking out of this guy's base. This is how we know. Yeah. We're about to get fucking like just straight up all in right now. You're gonna die. if we're not careful. But look at this right here. Yeah, it's 30. I was right. It's either I said 28 or 32. It's 32. Absorbs 100 damage. It lasts for 2 seconds. The effect can only occur once every 32 seconds. This is pretty fucking massive. This just increases the amount of roaches you need to one-shot an immortal. It makes the immortal go again from 300 to 400 effective health when it is being focus fired down. So if you can proc that barrier with just one little love tap from one unit, and then you can focus fire it down 2 seconds later when the barrier goes down again, it loses the ability to have 400 health and it dies much easier. Doing that is very important. It's very, very important. This guy should, are you saying I should have expanded or he should have expanded? Honestly, he can't really expand with how he's playing this because he's literally made 7 gateways and he's going fucking double robo. Double robo 7 gateway. Going for a base behind this would just make you ask, like, why would you make all this production? Like this guy is about as all in can be right now. This guy is like, I don't really want to take a third base because I have enough money. Even if I accidentally don't spend my money for a little bit, I can spend it all pretty quickly by double chrono boosting my robos, both of them, and just throwing down warp in waves of gateway. Like he has the ability to dump his fucking bank into military and to push as fast as possible with this kind of production on 2 bases. So him going for a third would just slow this down and just give me a higher chance to win the game. Honestly, I don't think he should have expanded with the way he built his production. And also, just throwing it out there, if this guy, if he would have just stopped making units and made a third base and played defensive, I already have good creep spread right now. My creep spread is already almost halfway across the map. Like this is literally the halfway point. I'm like right there. Like one more creep teamer out and my creep's gonna be pushing into the halfway point already. And if this game would have turned into a macro game, I literally would have just made Swarm Host. I would have just started adding in a bunch of Swarm Host and having Roach Ravager run around the map with some queens and just poking things. And fighting against Robotech, Roach Ravager is actually, or sorry, not Roach Ravager. Swarm Host can actually be fucking super annoying. So if he would have played macro oriented after this fact, that's what I would have done.